I just wanted to talk about this crazy robot stuff,
Yeah.
and maybe kind of start it off with hopefully a white pill, man. It looks like I follow what's taking place in Ukraine, right?
Hmm.
And it actually looks like there's somewhat of a de-evolution of the drone technology because now they're actually going to fly by wire
Hmm.
rather than remote operated because of the jamming capability.
Can you describe fly-by-wire?
So they're actually flying connected to a fiber optic cable
Mm.
that's actually controlled by a human being.
Okay. So white pill, I suppose.
Maybe, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I
It
hear
gives
you though.
us some hope.
I hear you. Actually also heard that they're taking old drones and like turning them into new things, like recycling old technology. Maybe that's what you're talking about too, and turning it into like new ways of doing, like really DIY death drones. So you're saying it's like a de-evolution where there might be advancements happening, but you're also seeing people. It's kind of like, I mean, that's like I don't know, a ghetto version of a drone, dare I say?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the old school remote control cars I grew up with, man. You know,
The
like the
RC.
cheap ones when your
Yeah.
parents really couldn't afford shit.
Yeah. Yeah. And is that you? Is that the Ukrainian side using those?
No, I think it's both sides
Oh
actually.
wow. Okay.
Yeah,
That's interesting.
you
That's
know,
interesting.
and I guess just and not to get too deep into the geopolitics shit, but you also have to think, this is a proxy war between a lot of the power players, right? The
Of course.
U.S., China, Russia.
Hmm.
Ukraine is just the middle ground, right?
Of course.
So it might be a good thing that it is stepping back a little bit as far as that, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to figure out a way past it and so on and so forth,
Yep. Yeah.
But
That's a
now
good way of
on
looking
to
at it.
Elon. Oh, go ahead. I'm
Oh no, I
sorry.
was just saying that's a great angle to look at it as well, and I didn't know about those. That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's actually videos. There's a dude, I can't think of his name, man. It's like Kai something or another, but I think he's in the Marine Corps, just got out of it, but he's on YouTube.
Okay.
And he actually just put out a video today. I'll try to find it and get it to you, but he
Cool.
put out a video today of a helicopter flight from Ukraine, like a Ukrainian helicopter
Hmm.
flying over farm fields, and it looks like spider webs all across the farm field from the fiber optic cables.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's like
That's
glittering
wild.
in the sunlight.
Wow.
It looks like a massive spider web you would see in the sun.
Wow. It's like a workaround from such advancements that maybe they have to do something more low tech, even though it's still tech, to get around it.
Right, right. Because I mean the drones are effective, right? I mean
Yeah.
it's unmanned. You fly it into something, it blows up, right?
I know. Those videos are horrific. If
They're
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 I mean,
horrifying,
I've seen a
man.
lot and it's hard to know some of these if they're real or not, but there are some that just you can't deny.
Oh, like the ones where like the drone is like messing with the guy
Yeah,
and the
dude.
guy's like trying to shoot it, but it's just
Yeah.
like dodging all his bullets and just riding around him until it ultimately just comes at him and he stops and
It's
just
crazy.
screams and then everything goes black.
So crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of
Yeah,
those
dude,
floating around.
it's wild. But there's actually, again, back to the fiber optics. There's actually videos, I think, of Ukrainian soldiers
Hmm.
that hunker down when they know that drone attacks maybe because I believe they can detect them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, to some extent.
Yeah.
But they'll hunker down and actually find cover and concealment, let the drone fly over them, and then they just start reaching up and tearing fiber optics out of
Oh
the sky
man.
and like the trees and stuff. And
Wild.
once they do that, the drone loses control and then just crashes.
That is crazy. That it seems like we're talking about another time. Like but it's
Hmm.
happening right now. It's really
Yeah,
crazy.
it's wild, man.
So you're gonna say? Did you say? Did I hear Elon Musk?
Yeah. Man, I just think everybody needs to step back for a second and realize that like this cat is somebody, and this will go to a further point, and I'll bring you around to it. But this is a dude that allowed his eldest son to mutilate himself.
Yeah.
He's supposedly the most intelligent human being on earth, right? And
Yeah.
without resistance, allowed his son to do so.
I I venture to say that he probably was not in his son's life very much. Not to
And that
not to
may
defend it,
that
not to defend it,
right,
but you know what I mean.
Okay,
right,
well,
but that
according to a
and
lot
that
of
may be
things,
the
he's got
case.
a lot of
Oh, he's got a
kids
lot of kids.
whose lives he's not really in. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that being a thing
Yeah.
totally.
Yep. But
No doubt, no doubt, and that may be the case, man.
Yep.
But that to me sets off alarm bells. Like you should question somebody that's, I don't know, man. That just sets off really big alarm bells. Like it's not like this is like a dude like me who's fighting for custody and the ability to have any type of control over those kids. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, he seems from a distance like not the most. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Just not the best father. You know, he does have kids. He seems to like to be with. But there's been so many reports, and it's hard to know because you know he is a very public figure, and people take advantage of that. And there's so many people saying he's the worst, or maybe his exes hate him, and it's very biased. But it seems to happen a lot, and I just personally don't think he is in these kids' lives very much.
No, I don't think he's got time to play.
He did buy that that like giant property where he was trying to put some of the baby mamas together.
Yeah,
with the kids.
he wanted them all on the compound,
I don't
which
know
I think
how
he's
that
done
went.
before.
Yeah.
But
His colony.
His
Yeah,
colony.
his colony.
his harem. And I'm not advocating or defending any of that behavior. I mean, in my opinion, if you can't be a dad, don't be a dad.
Yeah.
And I know that that's not always, the case for some people. And in this case, it is insanely widespread how many kids he's got, and he's also doing some of the craziest shit I've ever seen a human do in my life. So I'm probably more inclined to agree that this guy just doesn't have the time and probably isn't in these kids' lives at all. I mean, we saw when he was, hanging out at the White House, he had his little one with him who was picking their nose and wiping boogers on Donald J.
Yeah.
Trump's desk. But I feel like that's the closest thing that I've gotten to seeing him in a family like, paternal setting of any sort.
I think he uses his kids as props. That's my take. I really do.
That's
think
valid.
That. I think he, and this could be contested, and people don't like it when I say it, but I'll say it. I believe he lied about his son dying in his arms. His wife has contested that, and maybe she's lying. But if you believe she's telling the truth, and if that is something I don't think any parent should lie about. It's a very tragic story, very tragic, and I don't want to take away from the tragedy of that. But he used that dead child as a way to gain sympathy on Twitter when he was trying to tell everyone why he shouldn't bring Alex Jones back on Twitter. This is before Alex Jones came back, and he said, Alex Jones more or less hurt kids or mocked him. I forget the wording he used, but he was looking at the Sandy Hook story and, he didn't know the full thing clearly and said because his child died in his arms is why he can't let Alex back on. And then come to find out the mother has a completely different story. And look, I don't know who's telling the truth. It's very weird, but the way I see him as a father in the news and just in general, I didn't believe he left his kid. I don't believe he abandoned his kid on the stage at the Trump rally. That was totally bogus. That's one of those stories that was manipulated. But there's so many things out there that don't seem like a guy who's a good father.
No, and I actually remember seeing too that he actually was pushing back. There was this whole drama thing between him and his kid that transitioned. I'm pretty sure that was happening on social media for a few weeks.
Oh, she hates him. He, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I forget which one it was.
I thought the whole thing was that he had disowned that child.
He said, "My son is dead," more or less.
Right, but he didn't mean physically, just dead to him.
Yeah, exactly.
In that sense. So,
Exactly.
but also
Right.
physically because his
he-
son was no longer his son anymore.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and he related it back to dead. I don't know. Can you say that word when you don't call somebody the right name? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He tied it back into that's when his son passed, right?
Yeah.
I know we're talking about two separate things here, but
Yeah.
anyway, I just think that the dude's a transhumanist, and I think the end result of that whole T plus all the other letters is something that results in the inability to reproduce. And I think that jives with the whole transhumanist type agenda because you can then take those people and then manipulate them. If they don't see a future in life because they're not reproducing, I think they become much more malleable. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And I also think he is someone who's I support Doge. I want Doge to clean up house. Just because I have all these differing opinions on him doesn't mean I don't support a lot of the stuff he was saying. But I also think he doesn't mean a lot of what he says. I've seen him in action, kind of be a fraud. Like when I was doing the whole Ye story, and it was right after he got banned on Twitter, I'm listening to Elon on the phone with Ye talking about why he was banned off Twitter because the symbol, right? Like because the swastika Star David symbol that he posted on Twitter that got him banned. I'm like, that was harmless. I mean, he said a lot of crazier things, but he got so offended by that, and he was saying publicly, he said this, I want to punch Kanye West. I'm like, okay, I don't think this guy is the rebel he says he's. I think he pretends. I think he says a lot of things that he thinks people will like him for, but his actions prove otherwise. He freaks out. He's very, I think he's very thin-skinned, and like the H-1B debate was ridiculous, and all this porn he's basically posting these days is gross. So I just don't think he should be in any way, shape, or form a part of our government, and I don't think conservatives should embrace him, because I think everything he does is anti-Christian and anti-human. If you're not a Christian, I hope at least you can see that he's anti-human. You mentioned, Tiny, he's a transhumanist. Without a doubt, he's a transhumanist. He's a technocrat. He descends from a grandfather who wanted a technocracy in Canada. That is their dream, to have a country governed by quote-unquote experts. So like that was like a Fauci overseeing lockdowns. He's an expert. That is like FDR micromanaging the country into the ground with widespread micromanagement. That was a real problem, which was kind of like a soft version of the technocracy. You can go look it up and see all those comparisons of what was going on with the New Deal and experts in charge and how it ruined farming and many other things. But anytime you have a so-called expert in charge these days, I think in my opinion, experts were some of the first casualties of COVID. And I mean, we should have seen it long before that. But this idea of people who went to college and got a degree in something doesn't make them the authority on truth or how to govern us. And that's the kind of world Elon comes from. I don't trust it, but like I will champion the things he does that I think are good for sure. Because I don't think everyone's fully bad. I think there are things about him that can be good, and we should champion those things. But I do think he has a very, very bad outlook for humanity. I don't think he really sees humanity lasting. He keeps saying he wants it to last and go to Mars. I think he's got a very dark, view of humans. He said we're going to be basically replaced by robots. He said that on his second to last Rogan interview, and he seems worried about it. He himself has said it could be a Skynet situation. I'm just basing this off what they say. Sam Altman says, he doesn't say Skynet. Sam Altman says it's going to be we have to redefine the social contract with the way AI and robots are coming around. We got Mark Andreessen with the Techno-Optimist Manifesto talking about how we need to embrace it. So I just reject that idea. Without rejecting all technology, it's going to, like I said earlier, it's going to come down to how humans embrace it. And I hope it's in a good way, but we shall see.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I agree with everything that you're saying there, man. I like when you go on these rants because it actually gives people something to look at,
Yeah, I mean, it makes me feel better. I don't know if everyone likes it, but I'll say it. I'll say it. I've been curious about Elon for quite some time. He's been very fascinating to me. And actually, that's something I forgot to say in the beginning, but I think about the fights I'll have with my children in the future, and a lot of it came from thinking about the things Elon and his friends are making and how that will shape the future. And your kid and their friends they might want to upload their consciousness into a computer. Sounds crazy, but that's what they talk about. That is what Ray Kurzweil wants. That is becoming faster and faster. When they talk about singularity, I forget the date. Some of you guys out there will know that the year that Kurzweil said that, predicted that singularity will happen. But a lot of these guys are saying it's going to happen even sooner. And I think they might be right, but it could just be nothing. And I'm just an insane person in a podcast studio. I guess we'll see.
No, I don't think you're insane at all. And I think a good example is that dude Acosta today with the interview of the fake of the dead Parkland kid.
That's
I don't know if you saw
of
that.
course, that is insane. Actually, the thing about that is there was a court case recently where they had an AI of the victim part of the trial. Like he spoke in a court. Yeah. This is a thing. And that Parkland one, I believe he was somewhere else as well. That is dystopian. I mean, that is dark. Yeah. That is dark. I think this is going to lead to a lot of other things. I mean, we're going to have I mean, you could have Mussolini on a podcast. We could get him here right now if we had the AI.
Yeah.
I mean, look how well
Yep.
they make my AI. I'm here right now, and we could have Pol Pot tomorrow. We'll see.
No doubt, man. And then just to kind of tie everything up, man, because I love listening to everybody else's stories. Number one, make insane asylums great again. Okay.
Yeah.
This country failed us when we shut down government-ran insane asylums.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Our homeless population would decrease immensely.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that these people need to just be warehouse, man. Make it big and beautiful. Let it be a Trump resort. Let Trump go in there and make the best insane asylums, right?
I'm with you.
Bro. And that would solve a lot of these cats that want to bang robots. So, and then the other thing that I wanted to say is you got that story all wrong about that that robot that killed that cat. That robot actually, I'm commended. That thing went and turned that dude into a massive vegetable instead of just a box of vegetables.
Touche, Tiny.
Vegetable implies the fact that he survived that accident and just was brain dead, but that guy is definitely super legally dead.
Oh, no, definitely. But I can assure you he probably stayed alive for at least a short period of time. So I'm claiming victory on this one, all right?
Fair enough.
Fair enough. All right, man, we appreciate it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, just one last thing, man. Everybody should join the Discord. The last show for the Culture War Live, at least what's been announced, is going to be this coming Saturday. Make sure you get your tickets at Eventbrite or become a member through Timcast. It's a great time, man. Everybody there is super chill, and it's a blast. I've been to the last two. They've been awesome. Brandon, I'm going to miss the next one. I got kid stuff to do.
Oh, and this is the one where we actually have the official after party for Discord this week, too, that we're throwing. So you picked a hell of a week to miss out, man. I could have bought you a drink this time.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. So anyway, man, you guys have a great night. I can't wait to hear the rest of the stories.
Thanks, man. Have a good night.